All right. Hello, future home builders. Welcome back to Big Rooster's Corner. I'm your host, Big Rooster. I have a channel disclosure. This is a learning vlog, and it is a 420 F word friendly channel. If you're not 420 friendly, or when the F word pops out, you are offended, then don't watch our content. Wouldn't you like to be in Rooster's yard? If you do subscribe to my vlog, welcome back. If you don't subscribe, think about subscribing today. Subscription is free and nothing to download. Just give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and you're there. This is episode 1 on 4/27/2021 of Build Your Own House vlog. Today's episode is a tutorial, and it's decision time. And at the end of the vlog, we're going to do the site plan. And that's the best place to start. No, I'll be teaching you off of my own house plan and strategy to put my house together mortgage free. You can follow my lessons and change it to your plan. But everything is still basically going to be the same. But the knowledge works on any size plan. Doesn't matter if you're going to build 1,000 square foot house, a 500 square foot house, or a 50,000 square foot house. The principles are all the same. So let's get into today's vlog. First question should be, can I build a house? Well, if you answer yes, that's good. Second question, do I want to build a house? And third question, can I afford to build a house? If you answered yes to these questions, then great. The next set of questions you should ask is, question 1, do you want to be mortgage free in 6 to 8 years? Maybe 9, depending on your budget. 2, can you be patient for 6 to 8 years while you build your house? And 3, can you put it in the hard work and, put in the hard work now so you can live better later? It's just a pretty smart decision, really, at the end of the day. And the next set of questions should be, do I have the skills or can I learn them? If you can use a skill saw, tape measure, basic hand tools, we'll go over that, then you could probably build a house. It's not that hard. Can I do my own blueprint? Most building companies will allow the homeowner to do their own blueprint and permitting, and I will teach that in my vlogs. Can I figure my materials? Yes, if you can add and subtract and multiply and divide, then you can figure your materials, and I will teach you that too. And once again, can I use basic hand tools and or equipment? So this is, if you can do all the items it takes to build a house, except for 1 or 2 items you don't want to do, then you can build a house really cheap. If you answered yes, great. Then I will teach you how to do this. Just subscribe to my vlog and stay up to date with the steps on how to be mortgage free in 6 to 8 years pending your budget. Could be 9 to 10, but it's not going to be 30. And the first step is to get a property suitable to build. If you get a property in town, you're probably going to have to hire a contractor, and there goes all your money that you're going to save. They charge $100 and up a square foot to build your house. If you build it yourself, you can be $30 to $45 a square foot and have the same house, but a hell of a lot cheaper. So, if you get out in the rural area, most building departments, you call them and find out, you should be able to pull your own permit. You should be able to build your own house. They do have time regulations, but you can always file for an extension on your permit to get it done. Now, so another step you need to do is take regular sheet paper, like using a printer, and you need to sketch your plan out before you ever think about doing a blueprint. I got a whole stack of paper, and I'll show you as we go along. I took notebook paper, I sketched out all my ideas first, did all my measuring, and I'll get into that. But you have to do it on paper first because it's a real pain in the ass to change it on a blueprint. and then figure the size of the house and the rooms you would like it to be. I made a list. I would like my bedroom to be this big, my living room be this big, and so forth. And then I put together a floor plan. Anyway, a helpful hint to build on a budget. Lumber comes in nominal sizes, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and it does come larger, but usually any larger than 16 feet is not needed except for floor joists and trusses to build an average sized house. With that being said, my first section is 16 by 32, which makes it nominal sizes, 16, 32. The middle section, I'm going to flip the other way, and it's going to be 24 wide by 32 long. And this is going to be phase one of my build. So my phase one of my build is going to be the first section, 16 by 32, is going to be vertical. And then horizontal is going to be 24 by 32, and it's going to stick out 8 feet front and back, and we'll go over that later. So that when I put my other 16 by 32 on the right side of my house, it has some character rather than just being flat in the front. And then you can dress it up with a porch and crap, and we'll go over all that later. So with the covenants, minimum in my neighborhood is 1,200 square feet, and this will be 1,280 square feet to move in. Phase 2 will be another 16 by 32 section, the same direction as the first, like I just said. You'd have two of them this way, 16 by 32, and then the 24 by 32 is going to go this way in the middle in between the two of them, so it gives the house a dimension. On a budget. And the middle section was designed to give the house, like I said, aesthetics from the road. I typed up a lot of this stuff so that I could bring enough information without having to think about it. And another helpful hint, if you're wanting a porch, design your roof to be completed with the house roof. And I'll go over that too. Attaching a roof is more expensive doing it later than in the beginning, because now you got to cut off part of your roof, you got to attach part of your roof, and it's going to freaking leak like crazy. It always does eventually. So if you're going to have a covered porch or a closed-in porch, I'll show you how I design my trusses later when we get to that part of the plan, but plan on making a bigger truss that you can cover your porch and your house. It's much better when it's all one roof. Anyway, next, if you live in cold country, mountains, hillside, clay base, or prone to flooding, consider doing a piling foundation. I'm doing a piling foundation. I have clay-based soil. I live in the desert. It's not really prone to flooding, but we do get monsoons. And we do get snow, but the reason why I'm doing my house on pilings is because I want to insulate my floor. Concrete is very expensive to insulate. Basements, they suck. And I don't want to climb up and down steps. Anyway, so since I have a clay-based soil, I'm going to do 12-inch sonar tubes. You buy them at Home Depot for about $17 a piece, and they come 4 foot long. I'm going to put them 3 feet in the ground and only 1 foot sticking up above the ground. So my house will be sitting on a 4-foot pier, about 55 or so of them. I'll let you guys know when we get to that point of the plan. But I'm going to make a truss joist system out of TGIs, and I'll explain that later. So I can insulate my floor. It's up off the ground. And because it's cold 5 months out of the year, I hate cold floors. And next, consider location of the house on the property and clear that accordingly. If you can do it yourself, it saves a bunch of money. If not, contractors, they charge a good penny to clear property. And you must be able to use equipment efficiently to make it worth you renting it. So if you can operate equipment, then great, rent it. If not, then hire a contractor. You'll save yourself a lot of money. Of course, that adds to the budget every time you got to hire a contractor. But don't guess about whether you can do it or not. If you can't do it or even think that you might not be able to do it, hire a contractor. Go much faster and you'll get it done. So the equipment you'll probably need to be able to use is a skid steer, a mini excavator, backhoe, as far as heavy equipment goes, and that's the only really heavy equipment. That's just medium duty equipment, but you're going to need these items to clear, grade, dig underground utilities, shit like that. Now, you can rent these items for about $250 and up per day, pending size, time, and equipment that you need it. And before you rent or draw up a blueprint, I've already done this on the property, and I'll shoot a video of the property just another day here. In another few days, I'll get out there and shoot a picture of it and put it online, and you'll see my property. But anyway, before you rent, draw up a blueprint, a site plan print. We're going to go over that here shortly. Lay out your house perimeter with stakes and string, and be sure of the location and size of your house. Those are the first couple things you need to do. Once you do that, then you can really get ready and get excited to do this thing. Now you have a basic design and a budget in mind. That's what you got to do. You got to figure how much money. My budget is around $45 to $55 a square foot, pending on things. My wife and I discussed a lot of stuff. We're going to save money here, spend money here, and we worked it out, and my budget worked out to about $45 a square foot, give or take a few dollars here or there. And this is an 1,800 square foot house, an 1,100 square foot enclosed porch area when it is all said and done. So now I already have a budget, and that's what you need to come to, and I will show you how to do that. But just put a basic number aside and say, I want to put $140,000 in my house, $130,000 in my house. Now, our property with the sheds and everything is going to be $140,500. That's $12,500 that we paid for the land. It's going to be about $120,000 to build the house and about $8,000 to build 2 nice sized sheds. And I'll go over the reason why I'm building the sheds later. Now, $6,000 to install the septic. Septic, yes, you can do it yourself. You got to take a test. However, I did all the mathematics on it, and I've done septics before, so yes, I know how to do them. I used to be a licensed contractor 35 years ago in Jersey, so I can do septics. However, but I'm going to try and do most of this myself with minimal help. So you need 3 or 4 guys to do a septic, put a tank in, and all this stuff. So I added it up, and without hiring anybody to help me, I came up with about $5,500. He's going to do it for $6,000. So I decided to spend the extra $500, let him do it. His guys, his people, he's got enough people to be nice and smooth, and I don't have to worry with that. Okay? He will do the septic. So, it's just easier to hire this step out most of the time. And let's see. So you got about $128,000, including the sheds, to build over 8 years. And the sheds, I didn't factor in my per square foot per house because you don't have to build sheds. But if you're building a house, we decided we're going to build our sheds too. So the first 30 months, you'll have to use about $1,250 a month per month total for the first 30 months to get moved into your house, which will be about $37,500 that you have put into your house at this point, at that price point. So it's not bad. You got to figure, you should be able to move in with minimal interior done, but it cuts out paying someone else's rent. So now you got $82,500 plus the $8,000 for the sheds. So we'll go back to the $82,500 because sheds are extra on any build to go before completion. At $1,250 a month, it will be completed within the 8-year time frame with moving in, and it will be paid for as long as you pay cash along the way. You don't use credit cards, and you don't take loans. You'll have no mortgage, no interest. It'll be paid for. Some months you might have to save money for 3-4 months, and then you work on it a month. And then you save, because some parts cost a bit of money. So you got to, take a break for a couple months and save up your money. Unless you already have the money, but this is on a budget. Remember, on a budget. Pay as you go. Average mortgage is at least $1,000 a month on an average for 30 years. Now, so would you overpay at least $260,000 for the same house? What could you do with $260,000 over 30 years? Well, I did some math on that. This would be an extra $722 a month in your pocket if you built your own house. That's a lot of money. So this plan is over 8 years or less, pending your financial situation. If you have more money, you could do it quicker. If you have less money, it takes a little longer. Now, if you're a veteran, as myself, well, you can usually get a 10% discount everywhere. And if you buy in bulk, you can save in bulk price, sometimes more than the 10%. So then you buy in bulk. If not, then you use your 10% if you're a veteran. And that will cover a good part of the house. So you figure if it's $128,000 with your sheds and you take 10% off on your materials and stuff, you're going to be down to $115,200. That's all your sheds, your house, your land. If you get your land in that price, we were lucky enough to, but you got to shop around. You got to look. Maybe you got to drive 15 minutes to town instead of 5, but it's worth having the property in the peace and quiet. So, you can save more with package deals all the time, the 10%. Habitat for Humanity. Everything doesn't have to be new. Go to yard sales. You never know what the hell people are selling. Maybe appliances. Maybe they got extra lumber, doors, shit like that. Whatever you might need. That saves you money from buying new. Now, when I did this price, I factored everything brand new. However, we are going to shop at Habitat, yard sales, Craigslist to save money. This is a top number if we paid everything new. But we're going to probably 80% of it new, but 20% or so, we're going to try and save some money and get used doors. You put fucking paint on them. It's not that hard to do, people. So, now, you should do a takeoff. That is a proposed material list to build your house. I will teach you that too. So, if you don't know any of these items, pay attention, subscribe, I'll teach you. You do this on notebook, paper, scratch pad, or something. This will be, this will help you pick materials and stay within a budget. Go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, price everything new, and then figure out your budget with all new stuff, and then use stuff. Use stuff. That way there you have money in your budget. You may want to spend a little more here, save a little here. So, listen, pay attention. And this step will take a little time to do. However, it is a necessary part of a successful build to do all your planning first, before you ever start your blueprint. So we're going to have a few vlogs before we ever start the blueprint, because I'm going to go over notes and sketches and shit. None of the sketches are to scale. However, when we do the blueprint, they will be to scale. And as I said, I will teach all that. So it's very important to set a budget and keep it intact. You don't want to say, I'm going to take $1,000 a month and build my house, or $1,200 a month and build my house. And then you're going out there and you're buying shit that now you're spending $1,500, $1,800 a month. And you're not getting further ahead. You're just buying more expensive shit. It makes no sense. Stick to a budget. Get a budget, stick to it. Every budget's going to change by 10 to 12% over the course of the house, though. Because $100-something is a lot of money to be on to the penny. But I'm pretty goddamn close. Now, I will vlog going to stores, looking for materials. I help you with items like, I'll show you how to go to Habitat for Humanity. We'll find other little thrift stores sometimes have stuff. We'll go shopping there. We'll do a lot of things to try to save money as we build this house. So it'll be interesting. Now, the site plan. You should sketch out an overall sketch of your land and house and all the buildings such as sheds, barns, shops, etc. that you want to build. Now, keep in mind, exterior buildings are not part of your house budget, because you really don't have to build them only if you want to. But I threw mine in on the overall project, but my house is going to be cheaper. So, you know, so my number sounds a little big, but it really isn't in the grand scheme of things, because I'm going to have about 2,900 square foot under roof for 128,000, and then I'm going to have two sheds too, two huge sheds. Anyway, and that's my property and everything. And then I'm going to save 10%, and we're going to do habitat and all that, to get stuff cheap. So, moving along, I made a site plan. And as I said, everything should be sketched on paper like this at first. Regular paper. And I tell you why, because I've got a stack of paper, and I've changed my idea probably 10 times to get it within some kind of reasonable budget. At least I changed it 10 or 12 times just on the site plan of where I'm putting everything and all that. So you have to, that's what I'm saying. Before you do the blueprint, you got to do it on paper. It's going to make your job a whole lot easier. It's going to make a whole successful deal all the way from the start to finish. So my site plan is, when you get to the site, you need to know how big your property is. Mine is approximately 364 feet across and 686 feet deep. I'll tell you the exact number when we get out the property deed and we draw it on the blueprint to scale. I'll tell you the exact numbers, but it's somewhere in that range. Anyway, when I show you this, it's going to be backwards. It's actually right hand. It's going to be left hand because of the way the camera shoots, okay? So, what I did was, we have a pole right here. That's a fixed object that won't change. That pole is 39 feet from the property line, and then my driveway is another 53 feet to the edge, to the straight edge. Then it comes out like this, and I'm going to put a 16-foot gate across my 16-foot wide driveway, about 20 to 22 feet off of the road. So if I'm coming in with a trailer, I can unlock my gate and my trailer won't be stuck out in the road. Now, my driveway is about 250 feet to right here. And then I'm going to make a 20-foot cul-de-sac around an island in the middle. The island in the middle is going to hold 2 water tanks. I'll go over that later. And my water pump. Over here is my carport house. See, rectangle one way, rectangle the other way, and rectangle the other way. My propane tank, my shed and greenhouse. And then over here, we're going to park the RV. I'm going to put a pole over here and all that crap so I can plug it in and work on it while we're not traveling. Which we won't be while we're building a house. Every dollar going to the house. Anyway, each side of the property line would be about 100 feet to fixtures, and we'll narrow that right down. My covenants is 40 feet. So, what you should do is then, my sheds, here's what I did. I did another sketch on another piece of paper. This right here is a rough sketch of my pad for my greenhouse and shed, and I did a gravel area. So now I know how much gravel I need to do this. My RV parking, I know how much gravel I need to do my RV parking and a load of gravel in front on the cul-de-sac. And then at the entrance, this is all everything I'm going to gravel to start with, because there's a lot of mud and stuff in the clay areas. And then this over here is with the propane tank, the driveway, and the carport and stuff, but how much gravel I need for there. So, because we have a lot of mud and stuff like that, when the snow melting and then the rain and the monsoons and it's clay, before I really get cranking, I'm going to go ahead and get me some gravel put down, get some grading done, and I'm going to put up the first shed, the small one. It's going to be 12 by 16 shed. That puts me at about just short of 200 square feet. That's the one that the greenhouse can be attached to. Then our personal crap we're going to put in there, and I'm going to have room to store tools and shit so I can build a house. The next thing I'm going to do, and I'll go over this as we go, I'm going to put my pillars and crap in, and I'll go over that on the next plan. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that, let you know what a site plan kind of looks like. Kind of draw it out a few times. Move your house around. Turn your house. Spin it around. If you're going to put a building, a barn, a shop, something like that, draw them on there. Get estimated sizes. Figure out what you want to put in your property. Now, we have 5 acres, so I can fit a lot of shit. So, but that right there will suffice for now. And if we decide to do anything later down the road, that'll be later down the road. But that's the tentative plan that we're going with at this point. We'll have a shed, water tanks. We're not going to drill a well. I'll go over that in another vlog. And pretty much, get a site plan together. I should be shooting another vlog within a week. I'm going to try and do one a week, maybe one every 5 or 6 days on this. Sometimes I'll space out my vlogs a little bit, but we're going to be doing a lot of vlogging on getting ready to do the blueprint, budgeting, doing the blueprint. Now, that's going to take a couple months to do in lessons. It's an in-depth plan. I already drew one plan for the previous house we were going to build, but we decided to cut our budget and time down. So I cut the plan in half, and the last plan took me about 2.5 months to prepare all together. That's with takeoff, drawings, detailed drawings. It's very involved. Anyway, next vlog, we'll do a floor plan sketch with a foundation layout. And if it looks like we have time, we will probably maybe start our takeoff. This means a material list to construct your home. So, one last thing, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Yahoo at big_rooster_420. If you have any questions about building your house or anything like that, let me know. Just go ahead and email me, Instagram me, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. Let me know, ask your questions. I'll cover them in my vlogs. Some of my other vlogs is Sunday Morning Coffee, 420 News, and Big Rooster's Corner. I cover news and, events like that around the world. Big Rooster's book reviews. I preview books that I wrote, and I read a few chapters of the books. And the book I have out now is Marshall South Fork. This is series 1, book 1 in a series, and it's J Quick Draw, and available on Amazon and Kindle and paperback. Just look it up, Big Rooster. So until next time, just remember we're working hard to bring you trending news and common sense thinking on the other vlogs, and I am going to teach you how to build a house on this vlog. So once again, if you like this content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Big Rooster's Corner. Subscriptions are free and nothing to download. Just click the subscribe button. That will do it for today's episode. Until next time, stay safe. Don't trust our government. Smoke medical marijuana for your mental health. The mind you save could be your own. I hope you learned something on this lesson, and thank you for viewing my vlog today. This is Big Rooster. I'm out.